Welcome to part 2 of the making a file folder journal. We did the cover yesterday and now we're going to put in the signature. I did get a couple comments left from Scrapbook Loft and Donna Wedsted about the measurements. So it's just a regular file folder like this. Normally I leave that and work with it as part of the file folder, but this time I just chopped it right off. So I'll give you these measurements. Your height is going to be 8 3/4, and this is so it fits a piece of paper 8.5 by 11. So 8 3/4. Save these pieces for tags or whatever you can use it for. And then so you're going to be left with something like this. Well, if you have the kind with the tabs. And I take the left side I cut this off first right here. Well, actually, I go to 5 3/4. 5 3/4. It's going to take this off, and then you're left with this. Here's where I take off this little piece here. See where I try to catch that. Take that off. And then you're left with this. And then I score. So let me show you. You don't want to score really close. Like up to here, you want to score where you have a little bit of space for your journal to close, which is going to be about here for me on the 6-inch. And that way you can fold that over. And there you have it. So it's 8 3/4 high. First flap's 5 3/4. Second flap is 6 inches. And then this flap is what's ever left. Mine, this is 2 inches. If you lop all that extra tabby stuff off. And then my paper, I left a 1/4 inch frame around it, and then put my paper on it. But you saw how I took the distress ink and went around it and then put the paper like right on top of it. So there's the measurements. Okay, let's get into making a signature. Get some stuff out of the way. There we go. I made a new batch of tea dyed paper last week, and let me tell you, it looks gorgeous. Beautiful. I'm going to go and pick some sheets out. There, I did have some white, but I like that. That will be a nice in a lighter journal. And I tried something new and it didn't work out. Trying to make a pattern on it, but no success. I'm going to just go through and grab some different color variations. Oh, and if you guys watch Crafting and Relaxing, Sarah's channel, she just did a video where she tea dyed, and it was so much fun to watch. And Sarah, I think your paper turned out absolutely gorgeous. And I don't think you should be afraid of an iron. I hate to iron too, but sometimes it just really flattens out the paper. But I don't always do that. Just when I'm in the mood for it. Look, I got glue stuck to my fingers, driving me batty. Okay. And then I also have some 12 by 12 in the thinner sheets that I tea dyed, and this comes from Noteworthy Paper Studio. I think I have that right, that thin sheet paper. So I tea dyed a couple of them, and I looked for more autumnal colors. Autumnal colors. And I'm going to grab 3 of those. And then these right here, I am going to cut down to 8.5 by 11. And get this started. So I like to have about 13 pages in my signature. So that 11 inch, and as you keep putting together your signature, your paper's kind of gonna, you're gonna have to trim more away to make it an even side if that's your look that you want. And I'll show you that as we go into that. So 8.5. I'll do this one too. I'm going to already do this one a little bit smaller, so you tend like whatever that is, 7/8, because I know this is going to be further in. 8.5, and then some of my tea dyed paper, and this I'll end up trimming up some of it too. I'll go ahead and fold it now. It all blends together. So how was everyone's day? I tell you what, mine could have been just a little bit better, I'm not gonna lie. You ever have a day it's just a little rough and ready to call it an end? One more. And I'm just doing this ahead of time. I might use all 5, I might not, I might use more than 5. Just for like time's sake. When I don't have the camera running, it's completely different. As you have a video in the background or some music. Okay, let's start layering. I also have some other things I want to put in this. So we'll start out with a couple sheets of tea dye. I also have an Edith Holden book I gutted, so I'm going to go through here and look. Oh, that's pretty. And you can go either width-wise or height-wise. However, I am going to take off this little rough edge. First, and then I am going to go height-wise. So I'm going to measure that out to 8.5. So we have to do some creative trimming. Take off a little piece there. Okay, that's going to take off the numbers, which I'm okay with, 8.5. I might just scooch that up just so it catches all of that. I'm going to fold that in half, and then I'm also going to grab a piece of this. It was a notebook I just took apart at the seam, and it fits really nice. Because I like that multi-layered look. 1, 2, 3, right in here. Then I gotta grab some flower paper. This was another book. It's a flower book, and I just tea dyed the papers. Now, I don't really feel like cutting all this down so it goes height-wise. I want to go width-wise. So I think I need to trim off just the screen banner so it fits. And fold that in half. So you see, it's just really picking papers, folding them in half. If you're going to have it permanent, you're going to have to sew it in. Otherwise, you know, like you would just embellish on the outside, and that won't be till, for me, I always do it after I sew my signature in, because I don't have stuff flying everywhere then. And what do I want to do next? Let's go with some of this elementary paper. And I am going to just trim off a little bit of the edge so it fits in our signature. And I do want to look at one more thing, because I don't know if I have any fall inspired digi kits that I've purchased. Now I have Halloween, I have Christmas, floral, that's all Christmas. Floral, I have that. I kind of like that. That would be cute for autumn. And more Christmas. Yeah. So I need to print out more of this in the future. So where are we at? We have this. I'm going to put this in, and then I think I'm going to add this one, and see how far it sticks out. Yeah, so I need to trim that down. See how that sticks out? Now, it's a personal preference whether you like that hanging out like that or not, but I kind of like mine a little neat and tidy. I'm trying to be more free-flowing and just go with the flow and let it be and let it look really cool. So as I was saying yesterday, we put out our bundle of weeds for the trash pickup today, and they took it all. I am so happy. So I was within my requirements for them to take it, which is always good. So that is gone. We had a couple spots of rain today, See how that sticks out? So I'm going to start trimming this down. Chloe wore her bibs to school today and she looks so stinking cute. Even her little bibs had pockets. Do you guys remember when you put your little ones in bib overalls? How cute they looked, and they didn't bite you on being dressed. I'm thinking, do I want to go ahead and put an envelope in? And if so, where do I have one at? Envelope. Let me see. I'm looking over my shoulder, and hold on one second, let me look. I think I have a tea-dyed one here. Oh, all this craft supplies, and I don't know where anything's at. I know I have one. No, but I don't see one. Oh, we could always glue it on. I have some of this composition paper that I dyed. You can put one of these in. That really sticks out. This was hard to dye because it's so thin. But I just love the result. As I'm doing this, I'm thinking, I know I have envelopes somewhere. But I want to put a piece of scrapbook paper in. And let me grab that paper pad. This autumn sunset. I like that. That, I guess, seems like it'd be a little hard to work with because you're going to trim off, you know, the edges. I'm not sure. That is what I have on the inside cover. No. Alright, let me grab this. Okay, so I'm going to cut this down to 8.5 by 11. Let me go ahead and get rid of this first. Pull this out. And actually I'm going to make it shorter than 11. I'm going to probably make it 10 and a little over 10.5. Let me see how that's gonna line up. You know, you want to get the best cut. So if I take off the fox's face, it just leaves the snout. Will that look odd? Well, let's see. Nah, I think that looks okay. And look, you have a really cute belly band to use. And then 8.5. And where's my bone folder? There it is. I'm gonna go fold this in half. Let's see how that fits in there. So it looks like I can take off just another smidge of that. So see how it gradually, what do I want to say? The paper has to be cut smaller and smaller so it fits as it builds up in the center. I'm sure there's tricks to the trade, but that's the only way I know how to do it if I want that, you know, clean edge like that. And again, did I say I like about 13 pages per signature? And I'm only going to do one. Is that ripped or no? That's just folded. Okay. Just kinked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just count this as 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. Just a smidge. And you know, if we wanted to, we could go ahead and cut that down and just insert that. That would be a nice little photo or a pocket or something like that. Why does that look like it's upside down? But I think it's supposed to be that way. Right? It has to be that way. Oh, goodness. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm just not seeing it. I think I'm just tired. All right, and I think for my 13th piece, I'm going to make an like an envelope. Something like that. But this one's too wide, so I have to get another piece of paper. I'm going to thumb through this preserved paper. It's kind of pretty, isn't it, the corals? Sometimes it's so hard to pick something. The green is nice. Here we go again. I don't want to separate my paper pad. Let me take care of this here. And then my envelope's probably going to be about, what, 6 inches wide? Maybe a little bit wider, 6.5. And then just for make sure it fits, I'm going to take off about 1 inch. And then I'll make my envelope. You know what, first I'll ink it. So just eyeball it, you know? I mean, that's the best thing to do. Bella, Queen Bella, the kitty cat, is waiting for her snacks. She likes to eat in front of the dogs. She's a show-off. He's like, look what I got. And then I'm just going to fold it in on itself. Let me make sure. Okay. And then this is going to be my flap. And then I'll probably Velcro it, or I could put a little piece of ephemera there and, you know, clip it down in. But we won't do that yet. First, we got to get it all sewn together. Let me make sure I have everything upright. I'm liking these bare bones right now. Very cute. Is that upright? Yeah. And then I'll get my clips. And you kind of just want to pull it in on itself. I don't know if I'll be able to clip the envelope in, but I'm definitely going to get these bottom ones. I might be able to get that in to hold like that. This is where I check to make sure that things are proper. Clip that one in, and you know what keeps tripping me up is that that's really much shorter, but that's because it was that digital I printed out, and it's just the trimming. By the time you take the trimming off of it, it makes it much smaller. Okay. I have a couple templates over here. So I prefer to do an 8.5 by 5 3/4, 5.5 journal size. So I have a template I use over and over. I've done smaller ones, but this is just my preference. So what I use is a brad setter to poke my holes, and then I use this came in a nightstand we purchased, and I'm like, ooh, looky there, that is going to be for me. And then I'm gonna try to keep this in frame. So I already have like measured holes. And then I use, where is it at? Waxed thread. I got some upholstery thread. I haven't tried it yet. I would like to give it a try to see how I like it. But since I'm going to have a shown spine, I figure I'd stick with the thread. I am looking for my scissors. I have buried them somewhere. Where are they at? We'll use this. Oh, did I make that? Yeah. I do it about 3.5 lengths. Just to be on the safe side. I'd rather have too much than too little. Thread my needle. Look, I tore my nail on a paper pad and I cut it down, but I couldn't go any lower without it really bothering me. One last chance. Is it upright? Yes. I'm going to go in through my second hole. Come up to my first. Oh, you know what one other tip. So what I like to do is take a piece of washi tape and just secure that. Otherwise, I'll end up pulling that string through. Then I do have my pliers to help. I'm going to come down to that second hole. And try not to get it stuck between your threads of your previous loop. And did I do that? I hope not. Did I? Oh no, oh, see that? My washi tape came loose. Oh goodness, alright, start it again. So mistakes happen. It's like pulling all three strings at once, that makes my hole bigger. Try this again. Don't go anywhere this time. Now my head edges. Stop. Okay, I got hung up on my clip. There. It's just good. Oh, I don't know if I lost you on anything. My low battery came on. So I'm coming back down to this third hole. In case I did, I got through a couple of the holes. I'll be finishing this up soon and then we'll embellish tomorrow. So, you know, this is my trying to do a video a day for August, right? It was a goal of mine. And I have a haul I'm going to share with you in a couple days. And I have seen like the same, you know, gals comment on my video. Thank you so much for all those lovely comments. Kind of feel like I'm getting a little group of people, a group of friends, and so watch for that video in a couple days. I'm going to do a little giveaway, hidden giveaway in it. You guys will be the first to know. It's going to be labeled Ally Express haul, and I think you'll find it charming what I picked up. I'm just going to go back through and pull my strings tight. Down, up, over. Now, I usually do that one more time, because you want nice and tight. I feel good about it. Let's take this. Let's leave that here. Let's pull that tight. Take that off. Run this up through. And I think I'm going to have a couple winners on that giveaway, because I'll be able to send it in a like a standard envelope. I might just have to put another stamp on it. Let's get rid of this, and then I'm just going to knot it one more time because it's going to be hid by the envelope. And then where's my glue? Normally I wouldn't do this if it was exposed, but since it's again hidden by the envelope, I'm just going to help my knot and my threads to secure. It dries clear. I need my good scissors to cut this thread. I'm trying to put my cap back on. I have a old architect desk and everything likes to roll forward. Scissors, scissors. Where's those Tim Holtz scissors at? Oh, see, I never used all that tea-dyed paper. Here we go. Snip my ends. Whoa, okay, you did not see that. And this is the most exciting part for me, is taking off the clips. It's like, yes, it's sewn together. Hopefully upright, like it's supposed to be. So eventually that will close like so. And I know I mentioned this yesterday. I was doing magnetic closures, but I had to keep it really compact like that so it would close. So I'm going to do an eyelet or something of the like. Just not right now because I don't have the supplies I need for it. And then like this here, see how that separated? You can easily kind of work it back in the paper fibers, and then you can always touch it up. And it's a journal. I mean, it's a hand sewn threaded journal. You're going to have that. There we have a pocket. I just go through and inspect it. Before I start embellishing, because again, I'm going to have to scrap it. How pretty is that? Now I'm just going to leave that open to dry, and then tomorrow we'll embellish. Alright, everything looks good. Well, thanks for joining me for this part. I didn't have much to say today, but there's always tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you later. Bye.